Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. So today we are moving on from the Christmas looks and we are starting our New Year's Eve looks. I know that probably this year, not really much is going to happen on New Year's Eve, but I'm just creating a look that if things were normal and you were going to go out for a meal or you were going to go out clubbing or to the pub or whatever, then yeah, I just wanted to create some looks for that occasion. So yeah, I'm going to be creating this sort of black smoky halo eye. So let's get started. So I'm first, as always, just taking my Revolution Mattify Boost and just putting that all over my skin just to have a nice moisturiser. And then I'm just going to take my Kiko foundation and use that as my eye primer. This is a new foundation, but I'll talk about it more when we get onto that later on. So yeah. So for this look, I'm going to take my Morphe 35C palette, which is the Everyday Chic. I don't know, is it meant to be Chic or Chic? I don't know. But anyway, yeah, I'm taking the 35C palette and I'm gonna first take the Text Me Later shade, which is black, but it's got little bits of silver glitter in it. But once you're blending it out, the glitters all go. But I don't know, I guess it looks nice in the pan. But yeah, I'm just taking that and I'm going to put that on my outer and inner corners just to first start that halo shape. And at first I'm just going to pack it on, and then I sort of use the same brush and slightly blend up more. Then I am going to take my, I kind of forgot I had this palette because I was trying to find something that had greys in, because none of my palettes have greys and I wanted a grey to blend out black. But I found this, which I got ages ago, and I think it was in a you know, in Superdrug when you buy so much of Revolution, sometimes they give you a goodie bag. So I think I got it from that, and it's the Redemption palette, Iconic Elements. I think this is one of their old palettes, you know, the ones where they just have thin pans, long thin pans. So yeah, I took that one and I took the second darkest shade, which is a dark grey, and first used that to help blend out the black, and then on a bigger fluffier brush I took two other shades. None of these have names, so sorry about that, but I'm just taking two light shades mixed together and using that to blend out everything. And then I just kept going in with the black and then the grey and then the two lighter shades, just to build up the pigment and get my shape all nice and everything. So I then took my Revolution glitter glue, but I used that as a base. So instead of using concealer, I used the glitter glue as a base before I put on my metallic shade, which was Have a Moment from that 35C palette, which is a really, really nice sort of glittery silver. Yeah, I wanted this to be really, really pigmented and foiled, so I put that glitter base down to help it stick more, and then I used my Revolution Fixin' Spray and sprayed my brush with that to make the shadow like I guess more shiny, more pigmented. But yeah, I just went in with that a few times and like built it up to where I wanted, and then slowly like tapped it outwards so it kind of blended in with the black and stuff. And then I was kind of looking at it and I was like, like it was nice, but I wanted like a little bit more. So with that same brush that had the glitter glue on, I took a little bit of my NYX Glitter in the shade 006, just the silver glitter, and packed like a little bit of that. I didn't want to have it like super opaque, so I just like lightly dusted that over. So yeah, it gave more of a sparkly twinkle, I guess. And then now that the eyes are done, I just went in with my Smashbox and Revolution mascara and gave my lashes a couple of coats before lashes. So as always, I primed with my Ordinary primer. Guys, I love this primer so much. I think I said it before, like in one of my other videos, but this is like such a good primer, and especially for like New Year's Eve, like you want your makeup to last. So yeah, I would highly recommend this if you want like long wearing base makeup. So next up is foundation, and I used my Kiko Unlimited foundation in neutral gold. I bought this in the Black Friday sales. They had like 50% off everything, so I got a couple of bits from Kiko. But obviously I did it online. So this foundation is a little bit too orange for me. I did think about mixing some of my lightning drops in it, but because it was a bit orange, I knew that I'd probably use like a concealer to help brighten certain areas, so I was just like, oh, I'll just use that instead of mixing my drops in. I don't really like doing that the first time I'm trying a foundation, because I don't want like the product to change, if you know what I mean. So yeah, I like to just use that. But yeah, once this was blended out, it was really nice. I would say it's like high medium. At the minute I've got some like, I don't really know what they are, like they're not particularly spots, but they're just marks on my cheeks. But yeah, they cover them quite well. But I did go back in with like a tiny bit more, and I'm not really sure if it like did a lot to them areas, so I'm not sure whether it's buildable or not, but I'll keep trying it and see how it goes. But yeah, at the minute I was impressed with this foundation. So I then just took my Revolution Fast Base foundation stick and just bronzed all of the perimeter of my face. When I first put this on, I was looking at it and I was like, this feels like a different colour to say, like it's exactly the same one. So I'm not sure whether it was like the foundation kind of throwing me off because the foundation was darker than usual, so like the bronzer looked a different kind of shade, but I was just staring at it and I was like, this looks different, but obviously it wasn't. So yeah, I just bounced that around the perimeters of my face. And then I took my Shape Tape concealer in the shade Fair, and instead of, well, apart from my chin, where I like use the doe foot to put it on, I don't really like using concealer that much, just because like I find concealer's quite heavy. So what I do is I swipe a little bit onto my sponge first instead of like putting it directly onto my skin. So then I just put that to brighten up my forehead and underneath my eyes, and then a little bit down my nose. And then I took like a little bit and put it under that bronzer, like on my jawline. Well, it's not my jawline, like the lower part of my cheeks, just to help make sure that that foundation didn't look too orange compared to my neck, if not, like, I dragged it down anyway, like blended it down my neck anyway. But yeah, I just added a little bit of that concealer to help lighten it up a little bit. So I then took my e.l.f. jelly highlighter. This is in the shade Bubbly. I think this is the lightest one. They do 2 more, but I'm pretty sure this is the one I was like, no, I need to use this one because it's the lightest. Yeah, I really like this. So I put this on like while my skin was still, I don't know, dewy, before I set it with powder. Yeah, so I just took a little bit on my finger. I don't really like using the sponge too much, like I prefer tapping stuff in with my finger. Yeah, I really rate this highlighter. It's really, really nice. So yeah, I just added that in. So I was looking through my drawers, like what to use, because I wanted to sort of like switch things up a little bit, and I found my Revolution lace powder. This was like, I think this was like one of the first loose setting powders I tried, because like, I don't know, years ago, like it always used to be like banana shades, and obviously that's too yellow for my skin tone. But yeah, I found this in my drawer, and I was like, I used to really like it, and still do really. So yeah, I need to remember to use that a bit more. But yeah, I just like dusted that, well, I didn't dust it, I patted it on with my little, what's it called? Why can't I remember what this is called? Puffer, my little puffer thing. Yeah, just put that under my eyes, on my chin, downside of my nose, and on my forehead. And then I just used my brush to dust the remaining powder like over my face. So for bronzer, I took my 2 Revolution palettes. First I contoured and then bronzed, and then I actually really liked how in my reindeer look I used the dark shimmery shade from my Vintage Lace palette. I liked that gave like a shimmer, so I actually used that as well, and just dusted that lightly over my cheeks and forehead. And then I just used my Sleek blush in the shade Rose Gold and lightly patted that into my cheeks. So because this is a New Year's Eve look, I wanted to be a little bit extra, so I used my Anastasia Liquid Glow highlighter. And again, same as before with the e.l.f., I just put a little bit on my fingertip and then patted that in. I was actually surprised after I had set my face down that I could still see that e.l.f. highlighter coming through, because usually once I set I don't really see it that much. But yeah, I was really impressed with that. But anyway, I just used my Anastasia Liquid Glow and just like tapped that onto my cheeks, on my nose and my Cupid's bow. And then I went in with my BH Cosmetics highlighter palette, and I used the shades Top It Off and Top Secret. I didn't want to use like the gold shades because like the eyes were cool tone and like a bit icy, so I wanted to keep the highlighter more on the cool tone. So I took like a little bit of a pinky shade and then topped it with the silvery shade. Yeah, and I thought that looked really pretty. And then moving back onto my lower lash line, I just took that Revolution Redemption palette again. I didn't really want to put black on my lower lash line, I just wasn't really feeling it. So I just took like a tiny brush and took the dark grey shade from that Redemption palette and lightly just wiggled that in right below my lash line. And then I just took the 2 light shades and just dusted that over just to blend it out. I'm never really that phased about my lower lash line. If I try and put too many colours on, it all kind of like goes too far down and then it just looks a bit weird. So I try to keep my lower lash line quite minimal most of the time. But yeah, I just took those shades and then I actually used my Smashbox and Revolution mascara on my lower lashes today because I wanted them to stand out a bit more and like be a little bit more clumpy. So yeah, I just took them and then I just took my fluffy brush and helped blend out the edges of my upper eye, and just like swept it outwards to blend into my temples. So moving on to eyebrows, I just took my collection pencil and my Revolution micro pen, and again kind of went a little bit over the top, which I didn't really mean to, and brought the arch a little bit too far down. But yeah, I'm kind of liking the big brow at the minute. Obviously, if I'm not really wearing much, I'll keep my brows simple, but when I've got like a bold eye and like a good base on, like I want my eyebrows to sort of like fit in with it. So yeah, I just exaggerate them a little bit, and yeah. So moving on to the lips, I just lined my lips with my Revolution Satin liner in the shade Fling and just overdrew a little bit. I then took my L'Oreal Les Chocolates lipstick, liquid lipstick in the shade Dose of Coca. I bought this quite a while ago, but I just found it in my drawer again, and these literally smell amazing. Yeah, I just put that over, and then I went in with my I Heart Revolution chocolate cherry lipstick. Because the eyes were dark, I sort of wanted like a little bit of a darker lip as well, and this formula is quite nice because it's a gloss and it's got the colour in it, but the colour isn't really pigmented, because I don't suit really dark colours on my lips because my lips are too small. But yeah, it's kind of like just like a nice topper. And then I just took a little bit of tissue and sort of like dabbed it so it wasn't as glossy, because I'm not that much of a big gloss fan. But yeah, that was it for lips. Okay guys, so this is the finished look. I'm really happy with this. I really like the silver on the eyes. I think that's so pretty and it's so reflective as well. My highlighter as well, really reflective. And like all these products are really non-expensive. I mean, looking at my like everything that I've used, I guess maybe the Anastasia might have been more expensive, but I got that in like TK Maxx, so it was like cheaper. And I think the Shape Tape obviously will be more expensive, but I got that on like a deal I think as well, so I saved a bit of money on that. And then maybe the Morphe palette I think was about £24. But yeah, it's such an, like, especially the base is such an affordable like products and everything. But yeah, this is the finished look, and I hope you enjoy, and I will see you next time. Bye!